Hey traders, welcome to Trade the Fear. Today we'll be looking at Bitcoin on the daily chart. As of right now, we're looking at Bitcoin sitting at 78,000. It did sell off this morning on April 7th. The low was 74,000. So it looks like there was a lot of selling pressures due to tariffs uncertainties. Again, a lot of bad news going on. As of right now, we're looking at buying the dip, a lot of buying pressures coming in. It did sell down and now it's back up to 78,000 roughly, give or take. So what we're looking at right now, it didn't confirm from our last price analysis of Bitcoin. It didn't break above this level here for us to confirm for it to go up around 88,000. That's exactly where we wanted to get to and then break in order for the continuing uptrend to keep going. Obviously over the weekend it sold back down with a lot of selling pressures due to a lot of uncertainty and FUD, potentially fear, uncertainty, and doubt amongst the traders and institutions. But in the background, the macros still look good in my opinion in terms of policies. Tariffs is creating an uncertain market conditions right now, but we will be looking for buying the dips opportunity because we do believe Bitcoin bull market or bull run is not yet over. So we do see every single time it does sell off, there's always buying pressures to push it back up. People are always buying or adding to their positions, like myself. So first thing we're looking at here, obviously the candlesticks are looking pretty volatile. Sold down at 74, back at roughly 78,000. And then the second part we'll be looking for is the multi-RSI. The multi-RSI right now is almost oversold, not yet confirmed for it to reverse back up, as the green has not yet crossed above the red, and that's exactly what we're looking for. But we are looking at buying the dip opportunities, as anytime the multi-RSI is near the oversold area, we're always looking, as well as the relative trend index. Right now it's in the oversold area. This will determine the strength momentum of the trend. So obviously we are in a downward trend and the strength is very strong still. So we haven't yet moved above to the point of at least 40 in the RTI. So as of right here, you can see all the green here shows a strong trend. That's exactly where you want to be in. But we want it to move from the oversold. We want the green to cross the yellow for us to create a base for the uptrend to sustain and for the momentum to keep going up. So we have yet to see that, and that's what we'll be looking for, as the green here in the oversold area has not crossed the yellow line and has not crossed above this line here, above the 1618 line. We want it to go to this blue line here around the 50 line, and that will determine a stronger momentum of the uptrend. So we are in a volatile stage right now where the oversold RSI, the RTI is showing a strong trend pressure on the downwards. And then we're going to look at the volume composition, which shows right now is at 63. So we want this to be above 70 for more buying pressure for it to potentially stop the bleeding and consolidate and on its way to go back up. So there is large volumes coming in. Since you can see here, it is trying to go back up. We are at 63. We're waiting for it to be at around 7. So we're close to it. So the volume is large. There is some buying pressures and people are buying the dip, as you can see in the green volume here. So we want this to be above 70. We want this RSI to cross the yellow, past the 20 line here, potentially going towards the 50 line. We want the RSI to be going above, cross above the red line here and towards the 50 line here, and then we'll be back in business, sustaining into a bull run, or at least consolidate towards the next leg up. So another thing that we're going to be looking at here, so as you can see here, before the run up, or sorry, before the sell off, we were in a range. This yellow box is identifying the consolidations, and it broke below the trend line here. So here is the red trend line showing that we are in a more of a bearish territory, and it broke below that. And the yellow here is indicating that we are in a high volatility breakout. After a high volatility breakout, usually there's buying volume come back in from the opposite side. So I'll show you an example. Here's an example. So consolidation, broke below, there's the high volatility breakout, so broke down. So again, we could have some more selling pressures. It broke down, and then eventually it gets oversold after a while, and then you see the line, the RTI here crossing above from the green over the yellow. Same thing here with green over the red, and then we came back up. Obviously over here it got rejected off of this strong support line, or a strong resistance, and it came back down. So we're hoping for it to be oversold fairly soon, bottom out, and go back up and sustain this breakout, and then eventually go back up. So it's just a matter of time when we are going to be hitting that, but we are not yet there yet. We're not yet there. So as you can see here, this support line, we are sitting on it. So it did push down, and then it did get rejected from the support, and now we're sitting above the support. So that's a positive sign. It's bullish. It's not yet confirmed. Like I mentioned, we are still waiting for the multi-RSI green to cross above the red, RTI to cross from the green over the yellow, and we want the volume here from 63 to over 70. Once we have that, right now, number one, we're actually in a good position. We are sitting above the support line here, around the 77,000. So we'll see how the day goes. Right now I'm recording this at 11:50 a.m. Central Time, and we'll see how the day ends. And if it does go back up, sit around this level, I'm looking for this to consolidate around this level, and then eventually go up when all these oversold indicators are near their exhaustion. So another thing we'd be looking at would be another thing that we'd be looking at here would be the lowest channel. So the lowest channel, as you can see here, is also identifying exactly what I was referring to with the support level. So we are in the lowest channel area. This always indicates an oversold area, a bottoming potentially, and then eventually bounce from this level and goes back up towards the mean. This is the midline of the lowest channel, and it usually bounce and gravitates back towards this level. So it did bounce at the lower end of the lowest channel, and we're looking for potential for this confirmation of the RSI and the RTI cross each other, and then for this to bounce and go towards back to 84, 85 level. And then from there, we're going to reassess it. Hopefully it does break up and then break out and continue towards the 91,000. Breaks above the 91,000. We're looking for it to go back to about 798,000 from there, and then we'll again assess to see. But potentially all these levels are acts as a resistance level. So we'll see if it does go back to 84. We're going to see if it's going to break that. If it breaks that, then we're going to have a higher high and a higher low, and eventually that would be considered a new trend. So we are consolidating around this level like we looked at before here. So we want this to break above this level of 88,000 or 88,934 area in order for this to break above the consolidation level. And when that happens, we could potentially be looking for a new leg up for the next rally. So that's exactly what we are looking for, and hopefully we get that fairly soon. But as of right now, it is looking positive for Bitcoin on the daily chart in terms of the rejections on the downside, and is sitting on support. So hopefully it stays around this level, consolidates around this level, and it bounces back up and breaks 80, 83, and then potentially breaks the consolidation level here at the 88,000 level. Okay, so that's what we have for you. If you like what you see, please like the channel, subscribe to it, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.